Here I'm going to show you how to do a multi-step exponential problem. Okay, so we have 2 to the 4th times 2 to the 3rd being raised to the 5th power. So what you want to look for in these problems is either something that is an exponent being multiplied by another exponent, power to a power, or division. Okay, so you want to look at one of your previous skills and see if you can find something in there. So when I look at this problem, I see that this problem right here is something that I can change all on its own. Okay, so I see that my exponents are 3 and 5, and that's power to a power, so I'm going to multiply those and give me 2 to the 15th. And then I'm going to be multiplying that by 2 to the 4th. Okay, so you actually want to follow PEMDAS rules here. So I would do exponents before I would do multiplication. Okay, so now I have multiplication, same base, add my exponents. 4 plus 15 is 19, 2 to the 19th. Okay, now I could also write this, if they said express it as a negative exponent, I could write 1 over 2 to the negative 19th. And if they said evaluate, I could do 2 times 2 times 2, 19 times, but I'm not going to do that right now, okay? So here's another example. All right, again, I'm going to follow order of operations. I'm going to look for something that I can do. Okay, so I have this part right here. I have exponents. I have multiple parts. I have a division part, and I have power to a power. So I'm going to go ahead and do the exponents, okay? Power to a power, okay? We can treat this as one number being raised to the 3rd power, so I'm just multiplying those together. That gives me 6, so that gives me 3 to the 6th. Now, in the interest of time, I'm going to go ahead now and do division. Okay, now we have an invisible exponent here. Remember, if there's no exponent, there's an invisible exponent of 1, so I'm going to go ahead and write that. 3 to the 2nd, 3 to the 1st would still just be 3 to the 1st. I'm just going to write 3 at first because that is what you're going to see on a test. But I know that after I subtract those, I will be getting a 1. I would put that there if I was personally doing this because it makes my life easier. All right, now I see that I have something that's being multiplied. So 3 to the 1st times 3 to the 6th. Add your exponents, 3 to the 7th. Which again, this one could be written as 1 over 3 to the negative 7th, because remember when we flip something, we get a negative and, or let's see, we could, if I wanted to know my answer, if they said evaluate this, that would be 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. I wrote that 7 times. I'd probably punch that in a calculator because that number's going to get real big even for me. All right. All right, last one. All right, so I see multiplication. I see a division part right here. I'm going to go ahead and make this simpler. All right, so now I threw a little trick in here as well. 5 to the 3rd over 5 to the 3rd. Subtract my exponents. That gives me 5 to the 0. All right, 3 minus 3 is 0. Now we have 5 to the 2nd. All right, now that could also be expressed as a whole 1, but I'm not going to do that right now. Okay, I'm just going to follow my exponent rules and multiply. Keep the base, add the exponents. 2 plus 0 is 2. 5 squared, which I'm going to write this a couple different ways. All right, so again, if I was writing this as a negative exponent, I could write it as 1 over 5 to the negative 2nd. And if they said evaluate it, 5 squared is simply 25. Evaluate or simplify. Again, this is expressing my answer as an exponent, and in this case, a negative exponent. This is expressing my answer as an exponent, and this is evaluating or simplifying.